Hi, everybody. Jack Russell, president of OneZone. Welcome to our Fishers podcast. Once again, Mayor, we're here in studio. We got our special guest, Mitch. Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it. So just going to kind of dive right in, Mayor, with Mitch. And thank you, number one, for being on our podcast. We appreciate it. I would love to just start off by, if you want to introduce yourself, a little bit of your background. And then Mayor and I are just the goal here is just tell us more about what you guys got going on at the event center, but I think it's important for people to know who's helping run the place. So
yeah, definitely appreciate the opportunity to be on. So Mitch List, I'm the general manager here at the Fishers Event Center. Company I work for is Legends Global. Mm-hmm. So we manage and operate arenas, stadiums, theaters, convention centers throughout the world. My focus is solely here on the Fishers Event Center, though.
I love it.
So a little context for this is when we were coming up with this idea of building an event center, there was a fork in the road as to whether the city should operate it or whether we should bring a team of people in that could operate it. And we kind of felt right from the get-go that we're not well suited to do that kind of work. Mm-hmm. And so we interviewed a variety of different companies that did this work. And at the time, it would have been ASM Global, mm-hmm. your previous name. They came in and they really pitched us on their network and their experience. I mean, anything from a Super Bowl to even a small event, they've done kind of all those things. And having people that know how to do these things just seemed to be a really sound investment from our perspective. Yeah. And so, although it's the Fishers Event Center, we have an agreement with Legends to run the day-to-day operations of that facility, including kind of curating the talent lineup and everything else. And so we had the opportunity to interview a bunch of different folks, and Mitch came to the top of the list of someone that we felt like would really do a great job. And so Mitch was employee number one of the event center, and then had to hire the entire team out, and then be ready for that first month, and really that first 60 to 90 days. I don't remember how many events we had in 60 or 90 days, but
that's a lot.
Every kind of variety of act you could think we tried to put in there, and you think about the lift that is to get a whole brand new team and then make sure that everyone has a quality experience when they're there. It's been a big lift.
Yeah. Well, I would say to that point, I remember, Mayor, I was in the hospital. My wife was having our second kid. I get a phone call. It says Mayor Fadness, and he says, "Hey, we got this. We have a meeting tomorrow. I would love for you to be there." My wife's going, "Who are you on the phone with?" And I said, "Mayor," I got to go to this meeting. So that's when we had the conceptual idea, and then we went through that process. And then I remember we got to meet each other in mm-hmm. Mayor's office and have those conversations. So, obviously you've been in the role for I think we're at a little over a year, right? Time flies when you're having fun, but talk a little bit, Mitch, about what was that like when we're opening an event center, what that looked like, maybe those first 30, 60, 90 days of, because you're right, Mayor, it's about the experience and making sure people have high quality experience.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a wild experience, starting employee number one, but the focus early on was making sure that we get the right people in those positions. The amount of people that we have full-time is about 30, but it's hundreds of people that work for us part-time or through various third parties to really pull off these events. So that initial focus was getting the right people, make sure they were trained, and then you've got to deliver on it once you open. And like so much of that push early on was like, let's get to opening night. We've got to get to that first opening night with Turnpike. But you get through that, and like he had mentioned, like it's just stacked with events after that. So then it's just you're going on to the next one.
Yeah. It was funny talking to Mitch. In the early days, for the first 2 to 3 weeks, there was definitely, you could tell with his team and Mitch, like an adrenaline rush because we're, this is awesome. And then by like week 5, when they've had 3 or to 4 events a week, that becomes a grind, right? I mean.
Yeah, and the focus, like you have to stay present in the moment and deliver on each event. Like whoever we have the next day doesn't care what you had yesterday. So like you've got to put your best foot forward each day. But it's, I don't think the general public really understands what happens behind the scenes at these, where like we'll have an event Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then like the preparation going from one event to the next. Yeah. We've got a team of employees that predominantly work overnights that it's just changing the building from one event to the next. And
so what's the craziest stretch we had, Mitch, where we had like,
crazy.
I know for sure we had one where we were hockey to volleyball, but then did we have a concert in between that? Like, what's the craziest changeover we've had so far?
I mean, there's been, like, I know we have one in the spring coming up where it's 4 straight nights of overnight where we may go like volleyball Thursday, hockey Friday, back to volleyball Saturday to a concert Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
And those are like the sporting event ones, like moving the court is tough and like hockey glass is tough, labor intensive. But a lot of it is what time they get out of the venue. So you're fortunate,
Right.
like a sporting event typically ends for us 10 o'clock at night. But if the Fuel go to overtime, like, well, there goes another 20, 30
Right.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's the concerts that are tough that end, maybe 11 o'clock at night, and then they're moving out of the building for another 2-3 hours. And like they may get out at 3 a.m. and the next group's coming in at 7 and we need to build a new stage size or something like that.
But when we built the building and when we designed it and when we thought about it, we put a lot of thought into this facility to make these facilities not be a complete financial drain on the taxpayers. You have to have a variety of events and a lot of them moving through that facility to sustain it and run it well. I mean, you have a tremendous amount of capital investment there, $185 million. If it's not open, if there aren't people in there, you're losing money. And so we knew that going in, and that's where, I feel pretty good about that first year. What did we do total events in year
141.
one? So 141 events in a brand new facility. And really what I was excited about was the variety. I mean, I remember one time in particular, Mitch came and said he booked some thing called critical roles.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what? And what is that? And he's like, well, these guys get up on stage and they play board games. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's not going to do well.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a huge success, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised by that when I saw the numbers and had a promoter that does other shows in the building and they do very well. And generally when somebody like that is pitching in on an idea and they believe in it, like, all right, let's do it too. But it is a interesting conversation to have to tell the mayor or deputy mayor, like, I'm still trying to grasp the concept of it. But yeah, it's all about the variety there. And like he had mentioned, like we can't afford to sit dead for any period of time, especially those weekends. Like everybody wants a Thursday through Sunday show, but like we need to fit things in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whether that's private events or other events that just fit from a routing perspective.
That's been really incredible. Mitch and his team's work on the private event side. You've had events there. The Chamber have had some great events there. But the number of private events that are going on that, frankly, I don't even have line of sight on. You guys did a number of those this year. So was the 140 including private events?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So what percentage of the 140 were private events, would you say?
Probably 30 total, at least.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we look at it from a business perspective. There is not space anywhere else in the county. If people are wanting to invest, especially because of where it's located. I mean, obviously there's more growing towards you, but there's nowhere that has that size facility. I can tell you because we do a lot of events too, as you know. But like to have the capacity you guys have, to have the location of, and honestly, like parking and stuff like that, but also just the fact that like right down the street's Shake Shack and we've got multiple hotels.
A lot more coming.
And a lot more. I see it every day. I'm right in front of it.
Right.
I had to actually ask Mayor. I was like, "Is this the hotel?"
Yeah.
Mayor was like, "No. This is going to be the hotel."
Yes. There's a lot going on.
There's a lot right there.
Yeah.
But, it's coming towards you guys too. That development and growth. It's actually out in your front yard too. So that's what's exciting about it. It's fun.
It's such a mystery to me to know what Fisher's residents want and what they'll react to. Mm-hmm. That's been one of the. It's definitely not a science. I think it's more of an art to know. Hey, this act will really resonate with residents, and then another one you think is going to do really well, and you're like, well, they didn't. It's not. They weren't as enthusiastic about that. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, it's interesting. We're always looking at zip codes, just curiosity. Like, are the residents of Fisher supporting this individual show? But it helps us from a marketing standpoint too, to know where consumers are coming from and what types of shows, like where that may differ. So, I mean, some of them are just, it throws you for a loop. Like I remember looking at Mudsock last year and being surprised at how many people outside of Fishers bought a ticket for the HSE and Fishers basketball game. But then it is Indiana and basketball, so it makes sense.
The other one that surprised me, Mitch, was the stats you shared with me on Turnpike. Opening night, the percentage of people that weren't from Fishers.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, okay, opening night.
Yeah.
It's a Fishers Event Center. I thought for sure it would almost be not exclusively Fishers residents, but a ton. And there was a significant percentage of people that were there that were not from Fishers, which is great for the local economy, you know.
Yeah. Well, even you guys did one about a podcast. They did it's the
True Crime.
Yeah,
Crime
that
Junkie.
one. Yeah, I mean that one looked like it.
Well, she actually lives in Fishers.
Which is incredible. Cool, but I saw that. I thought, well, that's a fascinating one.
Yeah.
And then I see the pictures of it. I'm like, holy cow! Like
that one was sold out.
Yeah. Like so that's the unique part that maybe people don't see is how you guys, like you said, how do you guys in the behind the scenes? How does that look? I mean, how are you guys trying to figure out? Obviously, because of the size of the venue, it's okay. There's probably not a smaller pool, but a pool.
We're not booking Taylor Swift.
Right. But how does that work for you guys, and what does that process look like?
I mean, number one, it needs to be a financial win. So we're gauging ticket sales, and that's part of the broader network with Legends to be able to see, like, all right, this artist that is on our radar, how many tickets did they sell last year in our other venues? Or we're hearing the same things from other promoters. So what have they done previously? And then what factors in now of, like, is it a new album release that's taking off, or is this an emerging artist? And like maybe they only sold 2,500 tickets average per show last year, but if you look at it, they were all in theaters and clubs and sold them all out. So then, like, all right, well, they're ready to take the next step. So for us, it's ticket sales, kind of what the market wants. There's certain genres or things that do very well here, but we need to, we always say, kind of be traffic cop, and there can only be so many similar types of shows that close to each other on the calendar. So we can look and say, like, yeah, country music does great here, but I don't know that we can have similar country artists here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like it's taking discretionary income from the same place.
Yeah. There's a lot of pressure put on Mitch and his team to book great talent, and that can be a subjective conversation, right? Like we've had many conversations, and he's patient with Elliot Holcren, deputy mayor, and I about our views of what we should book. Might be, it's hard not to kind of inject your own personal bias as to, like, well, I like this particular talent, but that doesn't mean they would be successful here.
Right.
So it is, I think it definitely is more of an art than a science, although with their network, if I said so-and-so, Mitch could probably look throughout their entire network and go, well, he's doing on average this many people in these areas. So that adds a little bit of more objective data to come up with the desired outcomes that we all want to see there.
Yeah, it's a science.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really trying to figure out what hits. And
timing can be a huge part of it too. Like the spring, having Megan Maroney and Forrest Frank, I think that was their first headlining arena tours, and both those sold out, and like both of them now are in 15,000 plus.
I think they're both
venues.
coming back, and they're now at Gamebridge, aren't
I think
they?
they're both sold out right beyond sale.
That's
so, like,
awesome.
if we missed the window on that,
Mm-hmm.
how many years are we waiting for them to be in our capacity size?
I will say, when we built the arena, we were very intentional about the size of it. We wanted to build a place that was big enough to attract national headline talent, but intimate enough where you felt like you weren't in a massive arena. And that first night when we had Turnpike Troubadours, I really felt good about the experience. Like, anybody in there should have had a great time at that concert. Nathaniel Rateliff was another one where I was like, man, anybody that's there would say that was an unbelievable venue for that type of act at that moment in time. And that's what we really want to pull off, is if you're coming to a show there, like the sound quality, the sight lines, the food and beverage, you really feel like this is an amazing venue for what you paid your hard-earned dollars for.
Yeah. Well, we went to Blake Shelton, and my mom still talks about it because Gwen Stefani came on stage.
Yeah.
My mom goes, "Oh my gosh, I didn't have to go. It was right here." And I remember, it was, I went to the first, I think, comedy show. Or I might have even gone to like Jeff Foxworthy when the Education Foundation. And it was the coolest part is when they say the name Fishers.
I think so too.
That when I was sitting there and I kind of joke like Jeff Foxworthy's like Fishers, like, and I'm like, wow, that when you talk about high level talent, the first thing they're saying is, we're so excited to be here in Fishers, and in the moment it gives me goosebumps when I hear that, because I'm like, that is just high level. You could see, you look at their tour dates, and there's 50 cities, and one of those is ours, and they get up on stage and they say that, and you're like, how cool is that? That is. I don't know. It gives me. I don't know how you guys feel, but
it is neat to see it too, like the show posters or T-shirts they sell, or just when a show gets announced and it's like Minneapolis, Fishers, Toronto, and then Madison Square Garden in New York.
Mitch had a mural done in the back that says Fishers on the wall, and I don't know how many artists have actually snapped a picture in front of that, but it is cool.
Yeah.
That that's available. I think I have a picture actually with Turnpike. Troubadours back there on opening night. I think to your point, it is really kind of a point of pride for our residents to go, we're good enough, for lack of a better term, to have these types of artists in our city.
Yeah.
And I hope there's more of that to come. I mean, Billy Strings is a great example of just a phenomenon in its own right. I mean, you guys announced that it's in April, right?
Yeah, April. So announced 2 shows, both sold out instantly, and then added a third. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all sold out.
And I think your zip codes for that are
far-reaching. And that's a crowd, too, that will come to multiple days. So you're talking about hotel stays and restaurants. Like the zip code, how far out it's spread out is pretty impressive. And tons of people buy the 2-day pass and then bought the third show. So it'll be great for the businesses around us too.
We were really fortunate to start off with 3 great kind of anchor tenants, to have the Indy Fuel, and then to have them buy a football team, which actually kind of became its own cult following. Far more than I would have ever imagined. Like, I remember some memorable moments from last year to me where opening night of the Fuel obviously was a great night. Turnpike was great. But that opening night of football was just, it was crazy. I mean, it was packed, and the football players were flying into the stands. It just had a vibe about it that was really, really cool.
Yeah, I don't think people knew what to expect if you hadn't been to an arena football game. It's just so high energy, and it's fast paced, and you don't have all the TV timeouts. But it's so different than like hockey, where you've got the glass up and the players don't really interact. They can't, right?
Yeah.
But you've got football players that like deflect a pass, and then they're high-fiving all the fans in the front row, running back to the huddle and dancing on the bench. It's really fun.
And I think the Ignite, seeing that level of professionalism and the capability of those women, I had the opportunity to sit with the owner of the Ignite on the floor for a game. And if you haven't been down there when they're playing, like, those are some legitimate athletes, and it's a great product in its own right. And I'm excited to see that continue to build. Like, women's sports is clearly having a moment right now. And for us to take part in that and to see these these are women coming from elite Division I sports. We have I think the Olympic coach from Switzerland, I think it is now, is the head coach for our team. Like, it's as high level of volleyball as you're going to get, and Indiana's a volleyball state, particularly with girls, but even now growing in the boys division. So I mean, I'm hopeful that will continue to build its fan base and will be awesome as well.
Yeah, I mean it has everything for everybody. If you want to experience something unique, that's what I always tell people about the event centers. They say, I've been to a hockey game, and every time they tell me a hockey game, I go, okay, well, now go try a football game, and then go try the.
And now I'm excited. One of my bucket lists was a rodeo.
I know,
and we got that coming, and it's popular too, right?
Yeah, 2 nights of bull riding. I mean, it's going to have over 10,000 people.
That's amazing.
That's so.
I mean, and that'll be a pretty intimate setting too. I mean, I mean, you'll be right in it. I mean, you might get some manure thrown at you. Who knows?
Yeah, you're on top of it. That'll be that'll be another just fun one, like great crowd, something different. Certainly another challenge on our end, bringing dirt in for the first time. So.
Yeah. And like livestock.
Yeah,
running through the back of
animals.
the wild animals, large bulls.
Yeah, like the logistics sheet says, bulls, where do they go in, exit, whatever,
But
entrance, whatever.
What I have learned about this, and I geek out on learning about new things, this facility and the economics behind it, it is a glorified restaurant.
Yeah.
Like the way you are successful in these facilities as an owner of a facility is a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's food and beverage. It's not, everybody thinks it's because you book this particular talent and then you're going to make a ton of money off the talent. The talent knows exactly what it's worth.
Yeah.
And so your goal is to make money off of food and beverage and parking, really. I mean,
well, you guys make it super easy. I always joke, the machine where you put it, you just sit it down, and I'm like, I'm always amazed. I feel like as I get older, I'm more amazed by technology.
I mean, it's all about speed. Like how quick can we get people through the lines and have a great experience and get them back to their seats and not miss the game, the concert. Like it's the same thing with booking and days of the week and availability. Like we only have so much time with people in the venue. How can we maximize it? And like he'd mentioned, it's a restaurant in its own right. Like I always think of it like we're throwing a house party every night and inviting people over and like entertaining them, making sure they have a great experience, and then they're out and we're cleaning up and getting ready for the one tomorrow, and it's just same thing.
And I know you're very passionate about that, and I think what's funny is there are other venues that don't think about that. How quickly can I get you from point A to point B?
They better.
And then you're standing there in line going,
that's lost revenue.
Yeah, and you're just standing there going, do I really? I mean, either I'm missing the game, or I'm trying to get my $18 beer. I mean, I'm joking, but they're I'm trying to get my beer. I'm trying to get this, and I want to go back to what I'm doing. And there are some venues that's just I see it.
Lines drive me crazy.
Yeah,
and like you think about it, sporting events are a little different. Like volleyball can be tough because there's it can get extended because of sets. Like so it makes it a little more challenging, but. Like simple terms for hockey, like most of the crowd comes in 30 minutes before puck drops. We got a 30-minute window. Yeah. And then we're going to have that first intermission that's 15, 20 minutes, and then that second intermission. You'll have fans that get up during play, but really it's like those three opportunities are our path to success.
Well, and even worse are like comedy shows, right?
Oh, they're tough.
I mean, if you go to a comedy show with you go sit down, you're going to grab a drink ahead of time.
Yep.
And then you're probably not going to get up in the middle of the guy's spiel.
Yep.
To go get more. So these guys have it down to a science. And really, we owe that, frankly, from my perspective, we owe that to the residents of Fishers to run this thing as effectively as we can so that we're not writing checks to subsidize it because we're not operating it well. Yep. And so, we have metrics and we watch that closely. Parking is something we constantly talk about, ingress, egress, and how we can improve on that. And then we've got a lot of development coming up around it now, which was intended. That's what we wanted. But that'll change the dynamic down there too, where it really, I think you'll see people coming down to that area earlier, spending more time walking around, enjoying the area. And I'm really bullish after year one. Now, it's not brand new anymore. So we've got to build even more value proposition to people to say, well, okay, I've been there. I've seen it. So what? We got to keep people coming back, and that's that's a challenge that we're going to continue to work on to keep booking really great talent, be relevant.
I tell my team all the time. I said there's a positive and negative to having a great year. The positive is you had a great year. The negative is you have another year, and you've got to sometimes try to exceed your the goal is to exceed your expectations, and that's I always joke. We could have a great year. January 1st hits, we all go back to. I always joke it goes back to zero and we hit the ground running again. That's where, when we talk about 2026, let's talk about what you're excited about, what you're looking forward to. And actually before that, I do want to ask this, which is we see the product. I always joke like we do events much smaller, significantly smaller scale. I always tell my team, hey, we know the ins and outs so that our people can experience a product. For you guys and your team, what's something that you think that for those that are watching they should know about the behind the scenes type of things? Because a lot of times, again, people they're getting their hot dog and their drink and they're doing those things. They sit down. They have the experience, right? But what's that piece that you want people to really kind of think about or know behind the scenes? Because you got a team that's just hustling.
I mean, behind the scenes is probably the transformation the building goes through from one event to the other, and the time it takes, changing from court to stage and chair sets, and kind of the cadence of when things need to be done, and having a crew to work overnight and they're setting the stage, but then it's a separate crew that needs to come in and set the chairs later because those can't go in until the stage is fully set. And then kind of on the public side, probably just educating on, why the Fishers Event Center and the sight lines and food and beverage and that overall guest experience is where we try to stand out there.
Yeah.
It's a busy marketplace, and we're competing with other entertainment venues and just other things for families and residents to do. So we need to stand out and deliver on what we said we were going to do.
Yeah. And the only reason I wanted to ask that question is it's kind of funny. It's, like when you invite people over, sometimes they show up at different times.
Yeah.
This is everybody showing up pretty much within a certain window and leaving.
For sure.
And so that level of execution is,
I think 2026, what I'm excited about, obviously, Indy Fuel, love that product, and I think it's only going to get better. I think the Ignite, after having 1 year, they're going to have an opportunity to refine and tweak their product, and I'm excited about that. Same with the Freight. I think they'll probably up their game in terms of fan experience at the game, so I think those things are all good. Really hoping for a strong concert lineup this year. We've already got some good concerts. If we could match the variety of shows that we did last year, I don't know, that's a hard bar to reach, but I mean, it was incredible, just the sheer variety of things you guys were doing.
Yeah, really, I mean, last year, like Cirque du Soleil to comedy to podcast to game type events and the sporting and genres of music. So that has to be a goal for this year, and start with bull riding and then 3 nights of jam band, Christian show, classic rock show in the spring. I think it's going to be another good year. Like, it's starting to fill in, and I try to be careful, and we've got some things confirmed in the fall that I'm really pumped about, but not announced yet.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for being on. I appreciate it, but more importantly, thanks for what you're doing. It's been really fun to be able to see it go from concept to reality, and then to see it continue to evolve. I mean, that was the goal, right? And we're seeing it not only what you're doing on the inside, but it's fun so where our office is. I joke every day. I give Mayor a hard time because every time I move the office, there's a new project that follows us. No, just tell us where you want us next.
Right. Yeah.
But what I love about it is every day it's like, wow, this is, you look at, what was first created, and it's getting there, and then we see it in front.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch, because I'm sure for you it's fun to watch, because that was just, an idea turned into reality, and that's why I get excited when I drive in every morning to my office. And that hotel's like that's going up.
It's coming up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be great over there for sure. And I'll just close with this. I mean, these things are not guaranteed outcomes. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no guarantee that it was going to be successful. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes I think we just take it for granted that, well, of course, you can build these facilities and they'll just magically be great. There are a whole team of people that do a lot of work and put a lot of thought into making sure that the taxpayer dollars that were invested in this are producing the experiences and the results and the economics that we think are justifiable. And we're going to keep laser focused on that and hopefully progress it and continue to create a product that people can be proud of.
I love it. So thank you both. Thank you, Mitch, for being here. And Mayor, thank you.
Happy holidays.
I know. We'll be the next time we see each other will be 2026.
All right.
There we go. Well, thank you, everybody.